What is good, everybody? Man, it's your boy Jay in the building with his back here on this video. Whoa. Dog, hold on, man. We talking about, now, a lot of us have Jackson State and Alabama State as game of the year. This here is number 2. This here falls right under that, man. What a hell of a game, dog. There's a lot to go over before we get to this game. But I want to say this, dog. Listen, a lot of them, South Carolina State had the momentum in the first. Central had the momentum in the second. And I think, one of the key plays is what happened at the beginning of the third quarter. But listen, Atkins was on most of the night, 24-36 for, I think, 314 yards. Walker Harris was off most of the night, man. And they gave South Carolina State 2 BS penalties off of Walker Harris's bad throws. Like, Walker Harris was off tonight. He was off. He was 13-31. And let me tell you this. Washington, that cornerback, Washington, locked down Chauncey Spikes. Locked him down. He had one catch in the fourth. Washington locked him down the entire game. And matter of fact, for Central, their top 2 receivers had 2 catches combined. Chance and Chauncey. And that was actually also one of the key moments in this game, man. Even though Central's defense made some plays here and there. They had 5 sacks total. They had interception for a touchdown. Had a fumble recovery. But for the most part, the offense really couldn't pull through for them. To be real with you. Let me see. Chris Mosley came back. He had himself a good day. But other than that, Walker Harris really couldn't do it. Especially after that scoring drive in the third quarter, offense after that really couldn't do much of anything. So, but I do want to give credit to South Carolina State, man, because they balled. They absolutely balled, man. Who else? Jordan Smith for South Carolina State, 7 for 72 yards and a touchdown. But yeah, listen, Atkins, extremely well. But let's go ahead. Hold on.
State averaging about 32 points per game, and they started off from the pocket. Atkins delivers the pass complete to DeAndre Ruffin. Ruffin with the catch.
They're going to continue to try and operate in high frequency.
From the 30, and Atkins, who was brought down as a penalty marker, came out in the process, going down for the sack. That was done quick because South Carolina State likes to run an up-tempo type of offense, spread RPO under OC Jonathan Williams. KZ Adams with the carry and not much room to run. Christian Smith was there immediately, a loss of 1. Atkins with time, looks to the outside, and Ruffin was the intended target closest to it, but it was thrown out of bounds. State, the best unit that we have seen all season long, and here Atkins gets it in there to Jalen Johnson, and it is complete. That is into tonight's game, whether Chris Mosley was going to be available, as he was injured in that Howard game a couple of weeks ago. And Mosley was right there, but so was Josh Barker. Agent 0 in white, a loss of 3.
Says they feel he cannot be blocked one-on-one.
Harris with some pressure, and he goes down as Walker Harris is brought down by Shamari Reed. Loss of 1 on the play, and right there, these games have been over 3 of the last 4 meetings decided by 3 points or less. So we could be in for yet another treat as Billy Atkins has a man who ball deflected. Great ball skills there by Jazeer Dukes.
Atkins has the green light to pull the trigger.
You think about just one returning starter on this offense for South Carolina State, and that's up front with Roger Smith. Billy Atkins quickly out to Jordan Smith, and Jordan Smith, who was a MEAC leader in yards.
More consistency on first down. They were able to overcome it, but they need to establish they can run the football on first down for positive yards. Unfortunately, they're not, or else it'll be a long night because North Carolina Central wants to make you one-dimensional.
Well, they attempted to do so there. From Central's 52-yard line, Ruffin, who was in motion, rolling to his left. Atkins overthrows and out of bounds and practically into the stands. Very nuisance all season long here on 3rd and 10. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. And Atkins with plenty of time, standing tall in the pocket. Jordan Smith, the reception.
That's a great tackle.
And then swung down by Jakari Martin. Field for South Carolina State. They do go for it. 5 of 13 on 4th downs and make it 6 of 14. The completion to Jalen Johnson moves the chains. The chains officially moved and set. The jet sweep there, the Jalen Johnson, and Johnson trying to find some running room and a number of black jerseys around. And the tackle is made by Eric Adams. No gain on the play after a lot of running around.
And now
South Carolina State still working in that category. 2-by-2 formation. The Adams in the backfield. He leaks out. Coming across and a big hit to Jordan Smith, leveled there by DJ Estes.
Hell of a hit.
Atkins surveys and he's brought down again. Zarian Walters, the bright future defensive tackle out of Rid Spain, and Nico Campanillas Alti on to try to attempt the field goal. It's got enough leg, and did you like that little hook and curve there at the last minute? And it goes through. His season long. Central trying to answer. They start from their own 25-yard line. Here Mosley, nice cut. And Chris Mosley, boy, the difference maker that he's been. You know, he took over for the departed Jamari Taylor all year. Harris with the man open. That's Chance Peterson. Peterson, who's still on his feet, swinging out. And finally brought down by Brendan Scott. But Chance Peterson, the preseason.
Rather than a person.
44-yard pickup puts the Eagles in Bulldogs territory. They hand it off on 1st down to Chris Mosley. And Reed is there for a quick. Absolutely, Jay. And here on 2nd and 9. Harris elects to try to put it in the air, avoids Kayvon Chisholm, still on his feet and just too tall for the receiver. Chauncey Spikes was the intended target, and Washington's 3rd and 10 in this MEAC showdown. Walker Harris
Yikes.
had a man,
mercy.
let him just a little too much. Makai Wall couldn't catch up. And he's on to attempt a 41-yard field goal attempt. We saw a 50-yarder from South Carolina State. And Robinson tries to answer back the other way and is successful in doing so, and it's tied at 3 apiece.
HBCU football, playing the best.
The question is, what 2 teams will represent each conference in the Cricket Celebration Bowl? I'll tell you this, KZ Adams wants to take South Carolina State back to the Mercedes-Benz.
Safety made him miss. Adams is a high school legend here in the state of down in the state of South Carolina.
Jordan Smith on the reception. Jay, when we talk...
And his team still controls their own destiny. Went out, and we'll see in the Cricket Celebration Bowl.
And there's KZ Adams once again. You talked about his prowess in the state of South Carolina.
Level. Adams has brought the spark in where they're having successful running plays on 1st down.
They try to go again, and this time no room or place to run as the tackle made.
And we'll go over the top if that's what you give them.
Well, they bring a number of black jerseys. The blitz was on, but Nick Brown, the tight end with it, loses the football as he goes down, and it goes out of bounds. They're 0 for 3 so far. Got to pick up 5. Has a man open. That's Jordan Smith again, and Smith able to pick up the 1st down. That's the first
out in the flat. 4 or 5-yard throws, picked up 10 yards. Nice execution versus the blitz.
Well, KZ Adams, who was stuffed up there in the hole, a number of black jerseys, including Christian Smith, there to see coordinator hat on like he did at Southern prior to coming to North Carolina Central.
Big tackle made, number
Isaiah Lawson on the tackle. No gain on the play.
Coverage.
Snap here on third down. Atkins poised in the pocket, delivers DeAndre Ruffin into the end zone and a touchdown on 3rd and 11. The 28.
Pro Football Hall of Famers that went there, so that little tiny school in Orangeburg making an impact on the world.
And the little onside kick here, trying to catch North Carolina Central off guard. And are they able to do so? They've got to sort this out to try to get to the bottom of the pile based on the reactions from the Bulldogs. They say they have it, and yes, indeed, they do. So nobody saw that coming at the end of the first quarter, just on the sideline. That looked tough to see because it looked like
We've got to see where
MEAC championship. Atkins, who was 4 for 4 on that last drive for 54 yards and a touchdown, looks to run back some more.
Give me
Atkins
that.
going deep, has a man down the sideline. Right there is Nigel Johnson, who walks in. 51 yards, one play, and then boom.
here before.
Crazy.
And last year, at this time in this football game, they were down 17-0, came back and made a 3-point game. This year, it's only 17-3. So know that you're battle-tested. Now, as South Carolina State said, they've taken a blow.
After the 2-yard pickup from Mosley here on 2nd and 8, they hand it off to one in black again. Mosley, he gets going, and Chris Mosley across the 50-yard line, brought down. One of the fastest on this team, great vision, as you mentioned. And they go with Mosley once again, and Chris Mosley, explosive. And when you look back to the first half, North Carolina
Running back coach Charles Bankins does a good job at North Carolina Central with the running back room. Well coached, they don't make mistakes, and he gets the best out of them.
And it's so interesting when you think about, again, you talked about Latrell Mookie Call guy here on 2nd and 7 from the Bulldogs' 30-yard line.
Boom.
Harris hit from behind, unloads as the pass
Yikes.
incomplete. Shamari Reed was now Arthur Rogers Jr. in the backfield with Harris here on 3rd down and into the hands of Mekhi Wall, and Wall inside the red zone after that completion catch. A.J. Rogers quickly met in the backfield and nowhere to go. That's Roderick Kelly, his Mike linebacker position, the sophomore out of Lakeland, with that tackle. Now in.
We'll move the pocket a little bit more RPO. Running quarterback sweep. An extra blocker out there.
Off Noah McKinney, the center, pickup of 3 yards.
An area of comfort where he can feel comfortable in the pocket.
And he goes to the outside and play broken up, but a penalty marker comes out as well. That was Joel's attempt for Caleb Robinson. He already hit one early today from 41. And this one goes through and is accurate as well. So
Football throwing ability of Billy Atkins that's been on display here for the Bulldogs.
to Jordan Smith, and no room to run really for Jordan Smith as Zarian Walters
throws, and give credit to the offensive line, giving them time.
Intercepted.
That was crazy.
Eric Adams has it. Adams trying to return it for a touchdown, takes it to the house.
Crazy work.
Here on the kickoff, and it's Jalen Johnson, who's got speed on the return. Johnson still on his feet, cross the 40, 45, look, giddy up. Jalen Johnson in on that last drive. As KZ Adams looking for some space. And Adams goes down.
Now he gets
As he looked to the sideline for the play, he's got it in, and
too easy a throw up top.
Atkins feels the pressure, squeezes the pocket, he goes down. Carolina State, North Carolina Central. Atkins steps up and runs. We don't see that very often for him, but that's what the defense was giving. Max Urin and Wisdom Sims on the tackle. Pickup of 11. Punched the home team in the mouth after the first quarter. Was up 17-3. And forcing a 3-and-out here.
Well, the special teams play.
Outstanding. Second of the night that we have seen. Backed up from their 2-yard line. Walker Harris and Chris Mosley in the end zone. Harris throwing from that C, trying to get some breathing room.
That's a bad throw.
And it's intercepted.
That's a bad throw. I don't know why he threw that.
There's a flag out as well as Quantre Harry comes up with it. Let's await the call.
He got away from that.
So now from the 17-yard line of Central, Harris hands it off. Here's Chris Mosley. And Mosley, who America got to see at the start of the season in that.
Central.
So as I was saying, Mosley, who had a season high 182 yards against Southern. His first game of the season. Again, it was kind of been the workhorse for this group. Better than 800 yards.
Continue to run the football.
And pushing ahead for the necessary yardage is Mosley in a fresh set of downs.
And that's the difference. So after the intercept.
He's one of 5 preseason All-MEAC selections. As Mosley goes down, and again, that push up front, very impressive from South Carolina.
But I would not drop back and play straight zone coverage.
Soft on the outside, and Rufino Van Gates with the catch, and that was easy. An easy FCS playoffs in their sights. They can help themselves on this drive as Chris Mosley, who's being dragged down by his jersey. A big gain on the play. Pick up Mosley, 12 carries tonight, 64 yards. He remains in the backfield as Bracey in motion. Play action. Harris has Van Gates, goes up and gets it. Rufino Van Gates goes airborne.
Stick readjustment. He's find the football.
Been critical on this drive, 1st and goal, and so has Chris Mosley, who stays on his feet and somehow rumbles into the end zone. The balance in this 17-point run that we've seen from Central. Atkins looking, got tied up. DJ Estes was right there with Jordan Smith. Pass incomplete. It's 2nd and 10.
Essen, you got to finish out this half.
Look, they are about to have their performance of the night here on 2nd and 10. Atkins with the completion to Nick Brown. Nick Brown, his 2nd reception of the night. Jay, don't forget all the work that the bands put into 3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs. Atkins surveys. Pass complete to Jalen Johnson. Johnson with the 1st down.
That's the matchup. I mean, I was looking at that. They're picking on Jazir Duke.
1st and 10.
Ooh!
Goes down.
Damn!
Right up the gut. Big play there by Donquarius Parker. They are taking their time here, running the play clock down to just about 1. Atkins steps up into KZ Adams, and Adams with the reception brought down at the 44-yard line. Gain of 11.
Let's see if they locate him and try to take advantage of that matchup with the newcomer in the game.
He's matched up with Jalen Johnson, but that's okay because up front handling things is this defensive line for North Carolina Central, not giving Billy Atkins the South Carolina State sideline. He's their big play receiver. And Chris Mosley, they just run it up the middle. They were trying to pick up some big yardage on 1st down, only 5. So they're going to spend
North Carolina Central.
Another timeout. They've got 1 remaining.
Wow, and he almost broke that. I mean, having Mosley on the field as a weapon is great. Not the draw play. don't like the draw play. You burned the timeout. You still have 1 before the half.
Well, 25 seconds to go. North Carolina.
It's Spikes, who's at the top.
Chisholm the intentionality of his group, and obviously all that's at stake for tonight's game. If they want to remain in the hunt for MEAC championship, they've got to walk away with a win tonight on the return. That's Makai Wall. Wall bouncing off, staying on his feet. Ball comes loose at the end.
Right there.
And South Carolina State is signaling that they have
momentum.
Middle of the field of the fumble recovered by the kicking team is under further review.
Huge play to start off this second half by the Bulldog special teams.
Eagles 45.
Crazy.
William Atkins, the fourth, back on the field, unloads, pass complete and caught by DeAndre Ruffin. Ruffin, who had that TD earlier in the first half, and Ruffin, who's slow in Columbia, made his way to Orangeburg, South Carolina. And the Bulldogs go with KZ Adams. We told you in the first half, he took a redshirt year with Georgia State.
Adams is a guy that, although they had rushing yards in the first half, he had 20 yards on 8 carries, so he was tough to bring down for South Carolina State.
And a great example there of how tough he was to bring down just there, spinning off and staying in the red zone. Atkins quickly gets it away, overthrows his man, Jordan Smith. He had the step, but it comes up incomplete, 2nd and 10.
I would have been running the ball with KZ Adams. Now I'm still trying to establish the running game at South Carolina State.
Well, Atkins is going to tuck it and run himself. Takes a little contact there from Isaiah Lawson. So now 3rd down upcoming.
Event position number 10 in man line of scrimmage.
Atkins steps up, double clutches, holds on to it, and then brought down by Christian Smith. No gain on the play. And so Chip Games and Coach Tunisberry just raved about the leg that he has. This one, a little chip shot, makes it easy, up and in, and it's a tie ball game. Competition that they're going to look at, right? Is spinning off and going down is Christian Mosley. But they're going to try to figure out who's going to be the outright champion that would represent the MEAC. Or if you won a non-conference game against an FBS opponent versus an FCS opponent, so 6 points for an FBS opponent, 4 points. So the team with the highest point total will receive the berth to the Cricket Celebration Bowl. Out of the MEAC, in the event there is a 3-way tie.
You know, it's like, it seems real cloudy. I know a lot of fans are trying to figure it out because I'm trying to figure it out.
That's the intrigue of this game, and obviously the remainder of the weekend. And next weekend, Goodless. I would agree with a lot of what you said back here on 2nd and 6 after the North Carolina Central timeout and the pass incomplete from Walker Harris. All right, little time rushing attack in all of FCS with better than 286 yards on the ground. Pass complete and a 1st down here for Nassim Cosby, who was fighting for more yards. Davius Richard, the Black College Football Hall of Famer, player of the year, graduated, still on staff now as a QB coach, and is working with the QB Walker Harris and Makai Wall on the receiving end for the score. Eagle pride amplified on that play.
That was crazy.
KZ Adams in the backfield. Like to see them establish them running the football effectively.
Jalen Johnson on the reception, his 3rd of the night. In economics, trying to lead South Carolina State back to another Cricket Celebration Bowl. Eric Phoenix did it last year with a lot of players coming over with Coach
Ruffin out of the game. They bring in his backup, number 9, Nicholas Soul, on the bottom of your screen.
Out in the flat, 1st down picked up as Johnny Jones with the catch.
Everything in the passing game, so the guys are getting up close, making form tackles. That's the case. You have to stay aggressive and take a deep shot.
Thomas Johnson tried to get to him. No, Soul with the reception. Stays on his feet and then absorbs the contact from Max Urin. The other side, there's Soul once again. And the ball comes out. Was he down? No. North Carolina Central comes up with it. Eric Adams, who had that pick six earlier. Here on first down, the carry, fighting for yards, was Chris Mosley, brought down by a pile of Bulldog defenders.
Tough running. I saw them. So they're putting the cornerbacks on the island man-to-man so they can stop the run.
But Josh Jones in, and not fooled by that at all. And quickly there was Kayvon Chisholm. Chisholm, we've called his name a few times tonight.
If I'm going against a run-stopping defense and I'm going man-to-man.
3rd and 10. Harris with plenty of time. Goes for Chauncey Spikes, and flag comes out at the end. And it was heaved from the field. Harris, again, there was a tough one on the outside. Pass incomplete to Quentin McCall. They're on the...
Chris Mosley, the running back, going one-on-one against one of your linebackers in pass coverage.
Instead, the handoff to Mosley up the middle. The game of a trio, so it's going to bring up...
Situation, you're playing with fire if you test number 12.
Harris off his back foot as he was being chased down, and 4th down.
Competitive MEAC basketball squads. Moden's had great success at Central.
Incomplete to Nigel Johnson.
That was a huge stop by the South Carolina State defense. After the turnover, forcing the punt, getting the ball back to their offense. Nice catch.
Jalen Johnson able to...
That was a fantastic catch.
KZ Adams picks up the 1st down on the run.
And so now with...
The run by KZ Adams on 1st down, cut there. And good open field tackle. Atkins instead on the pass play to Cyrus Ellison. First time he's been targeted.
If you give them that type of look.
Adams able to find a little crease and moves the chains.
And something to be tough for Bulldog faithful.
Monty Braxton coming on, giving chase to Billy Atkins and tracking him down. Loss of 1 on the play. 5th sack of the night for the Eagles defense. Rolling Atkins looking, just throws it high and out of bounds. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. For number 5, Jordan Smith on that crossing route coming across.
Tackles the key.
That's a hell of a throw.
And they didn't make it.
That's a hell of a throw by him.
Well, he laid it out
with the pressure in his face.
For North Carolina Central, what it's going to take to try to stay in the MEAC hunt. And Billy Atkins on 1st down calls his own number. And a pickup here on 2nd down. We've seen things shift around for the attack on the ground for South Carolina State. Now they're trying to go aerial, and that one nearly intercepted.
He got to catch that.
Jordan.
The coach would be mad if a flag weren't dropped. That was just football, but unfortunate for North Carolina Central.
KZ Adams on the carry, and Isaiah Lawson was quickly there to stop him. We talked about just Adams, who's had more than 50 yards on the ground. Chris Mosley has been over the century mark for Central. And the pass incomplete from Atkins to the sideline. So Josh Shaw now in the backfield. Gonna try to get something going. Jordan Smith is it. He says, I am him. 24-yard strike. And Billy Atkins, the 4th. This big game. And Chris Mosley, who has been great on the ground, coming out of the backfield, and the pass completion made. Malik Hart brings him down, no gain on the play in that fast-growing technology field. $1 million grant from Google.org.
I was gonna say,
I hate that.
There's a miscommunication there.
When they called, when
that
the
was a
official
phantom
looked up,
call.
saw pass interference.
I hate that.
That's just a bad call.
I hate that.
Not a tough break. That's a bad call.
I
too.
hate that.
In a championship game, you can't have that.
Well, 3 of the 4 penalties tonight for South Carolina.
But you got to be 100% certain that it's having an impact, and that's a head scratcher.
Harris trailing back, and then Makai Wall with the reception. Gain of about 5 on the play. Clock around 35.
You
Harris.
have to bring pressure on Harris. You have to get him off his spot. Here it comes.
The pressure's coming. Harris avoids it. The lefty tries to get it out. He's hit as he throws. A deflection there from Jordan Franklin, who was saying it's you talked about some of the main state teams. It's refreshing too to see other teams, as that's a big carry up the middle from Josh Shaw, who remains on his feet, keeps his balance, crossed the 50-40 and brought down by Max Urin.
They brought Shaw in. He's a downhill runner. They said one-cut runner with plenty of speed. He made one cut and hits the acceleration, and he's becoming a force and having an impact in his brief appearance in this game.
Just letting time come off the clock. It's tied, and Josh Shaw again, and the effectiveness that they have had. And he was brought down.
What?
Like around the horse collar. You were calling.
He's so effective in the road.
I'm about to say thank you.
What a fantastic game this has been, as Johnny Jones with the reception. Jones from Pahokee, the Monk, down south, list in the head. 9 minutes to go in this game, tied at 27-all. On the carry, Josh Shaw, who has been a nice boost as Max Urin slams him down to win this game, and they've established that running identity here.
And they have an opportunity to take the lead in this game right now on this drive.
Atkins has his man who tries to turn around and shift, and Jordan Smith couldn't get his body in position.
Try to say we're either going to hit the quarterback or he's going to pick us apart.
Big third down here. Atkins has it. Caught, made. The hands of Jalen Johnson.
Hard to yard to get. You have to do some misdirection.
Well, they've got the guy they wanted, Josh Shaw, downhill runner. He's looking for some space. And the stinginess right there, Jay, as you said, the difficulty. Jelani Vassell was there on the tackle.
Just going straight downhill, that may be tough. I think you have to pull it.
Trying to get there, trying to lean out, but Max Urin with the stop right before the goal line. And like you said, Jay,
outside the pocket, but you just pull it and have him follow the running back. Got it.
You called it, Jay.
That's a clutch hit,
Tackle
boy.
made just
That's a
before
clutch
the
hit.
goal line. It's going to bring up fourth.
The ball.
Ooh, that was clutch hit. That was a clutch hit.
See everybody crowded up there. They give it over and held short. They hold them short. The defense
crazy.
comes up with a huge stop at the goal line for Central.
That corner sold out his body,
trying to
dog.
go for the safety.
Got
You're
hurt.
5 yards deep in the end zone.
Well, they're going for it on the outside. A lot of contact there. And Chauncey Spikes wanted a penalty marker. Washington.
Fortunately, he didn't get called for that one.
On second down, Chris Mosley giving the Eagles a little bit of breathing room. And if you're just tuning in, folks, remember North Carolina Central.
Drop back in the end zone. You cannot afford to hold on to the ball too long because you'll be in jeopardy of safety. That's a flag.
No penalty marker comes out as Makai Wall.
Good. Okay, they were trying to give him flags most of the game.
Bulldogs with the ball. There's Josh Shaw again. Josh Shaw, who's wrapped up and brought down Eric Adams, who has just been so active on the defense tonight. He's helped Josh Shaw with 7 carries for 59 yards in the second half. And Shaw, nowhere to go. Parker, Jordan Smith, and Jalen Johnson have been targeted the most and had the most catches tonight as Billy Atkins, the fourth, flushed out. Gonna run for the first down. And that effort there, the tackle made by Jelani Vassell, but Atkins picks up the first down. In the MEAC and have an all-important game next week against Delaware State. North Carolina Central says, wait a minute. We're here too. Jelani Vassell with the 10th tackle for a loss tonight, along with Thomas Johnson.
Has had their moments at night defending South Carolina State.
Easy.
But right there, wide open, pass complete to Cyrus Ellison. And big throw, standing tall. It was, or second half rather, it was such an interesting back and forth affair. Here's Josh Shaw on the carry. And Josh Shaw breaking away. He's got one man to beat. Shaw's into the end zone.
You gotta let him go.
Throws out the hooks. In the process, 30 yards. And the Bulldog Nation erupts here in O'Kelly Riddick Stadium. 5 or so coaches, and of course, the purple and gold travels as well. Walker Harris in North Carolina Central. Got to get something going. Try to drive the ball down the field. Pass incomplete to Chauncey Spikes.
Walker Harris, you got a minute and 30 seconds to put yourself in the history books.
Right there to Makai Wall. Wall with the first down. They're going to move quickly again. They have no time.
Should take a nice drive down the field. Minute 30, no timeouts, still shouldn't be a factor unless you get sacked and fumble.
The ball comes loose, and that was Michael Lund's the second.
Hustle.
Helmet, loss of 9 on the play, just over a minute to go. Harris going down the sideline, and pass incomplete, overthrew Van Gates.
Patricians have had a tough one with the pass interference calls.
We've got 2 downs to pick up 19 yards, and now it all comes down to this final 4th down after the incompletion.
Walker Harris, you have to find a matchup and give one of your receivers an opportunity to make a play.
It all comes down to this for North Carolina Central. If they want a shot at a MEAC championship, and somehow coming up with an incredible grab is Chauncey Spikes.
That's a hell of a catch.
Get up to the ball and spike it. Now, ball taking too long. Get the ball snapped. Oh, they didn't snap it.
Again,
okay.
Complete to Makai Wall this time. I'm not sure still how Chauncey Spikes caught that in track. Continue to tick.
Because they're getting the ball snapped within 3 or 4 seconds, so I can go with that.
A lot of time, Walker Harris, and the pass incomplete. Huge reception there. Now 2nd and 10. They've got 23 seconds to work with. Again, folks, no timeouts. Walker Harris can't afford a sack and throws it out of bounds, nearly interception, but that was Michael Lund's.
They have to get Williams some help in pass protection. Move the line.
They must get into the end zone. Harris, and it's incomplete. Van Gates couldn't come.
His waist, going against the right tackle.
Comes down to this, and Sherrod Mosley, who took his eyes off the ball for just a second. And South Carolina.
Arguably his most important road victory in the MEAC since he's been the coach.
Listen, man, what a hell of a game. What a hell of a game. A lot of momentum switching back and forth, but this game right here, definitely one of the games of the year, man. So I'm excited. I'm absolutely excited, man. And listen, South Carolina State showed y'all why they're the top dogs still. Like, they should be respected as the, defending MEAC champs. So now we're waiting to see on what Delaware State gonna do. Waiting on them now. So man, what a game, dog. What a hell of a game.